Hey, good evening, and welcome back to the Pacing the Pension channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jeff. On this channel, I concentrate on the three spans: lifespan, health span, and wealth span, and how all three of these intersect, and when they do intersect, how they merge into one thing called retirement. I'm not there yet. I'm currently on what I'm calling my 5-year exit strategy, and how I can truly get all three of these spans to merge. But with any planning, there's prep work and trials and all that, and that's where I'm at in my stage of life right now, working through all those things. And so I may get some of them wrong and everything, but at least I'm out here talking about it. And these three things are what's important to me: lifespan, health span, and wealth span. I'm going to start this video with some raw honesty. Week 5 of the Indy Monumental marathon build is in the books. Physically, it was a solid week of training, but mentally, this week really tested every bit of my bandwidth. It made me think about if I should readjust my 5-year exit strategy, which I do have and have ran scenarios and know what things I would have to readjust if I decided to go to an alternative exit plan ahead of schedule. I'll be honest right up front. No, I'm not looking to change it right now. But earlier this week, it was a great possibility, and even midweek when I had a reset, it really truly was something that made me really think about it and really think hard about it and do some soul searching inside. But as the week finished up and got through it, I was able to relook and say, let's go ahead and stay course and look at the 5-year strategy at this time. Between stresses at work, navigating the complex dynamics of a family, as having one of my kids turn 21, and then the heat and humidity re-entering, this week proved that marathon training isn't just about the physical stamina; it's about processing the mental load also. The first thing we'll talk about is my need for a midweek reset. I'm very thankful for the opportunity and thankful for a great group of friends. Those vibes definitely helped reset for the mental block. I was able to go out on Thursday this past week, and a great friend of mine that I met through the running community. He has over 1,000 acres of farmland between him and his dad and his brothers and everything. And he set up a trail to where we could come out to his farm and get a trail run in and everything, and then sit around and have some great food that he catered. He actually made himself, catered his own party, and then just hanging out and talking to like-minded people. I really needed that, and the good thing was it was invite only, and this truly made me feel important that he would invite me as part of that invite only. Even though he's part of another group that's a little bit further south of us, but part of the bigger group that we're part of. And the idea that he thought about me and invited me and had the opportunity to go down to his farm and do that. It was frame it as a much needed release valve in the middle of a tough week. I was able to get 5.1 miles on the trail and then on the road at a good solid 10.25 pace. It was a great opportunity again, just to be able to get out and run on something different. Trails in Kentucky with the rollers that we have here, up and down, and a lot of up on his farm, even though he said it was all downhill from where we started from. Question his capability of thinking what down is. Those waterways here in Kentucky must be providing some good bourbon for him to think that it's all downhill, but it was all fun, all in fun. Had some good food. The company was great, and just a great solid community support, and just made me really think while I'm sitting out there eating and looking out at his farm, how that when life gets heavy, learning to lean it into a community. For me, it's my running crew, and it reminds me that I don't have to carry all the baggage and all the weight alone. I can reach out and have them and really truly help me reset and get my mind reestablished on what's really truly important, and I really appreciate it. And I'm proud that he calls me a friend, and I definitely call him a friend, and look forward to more opportunities to go out and spend more time on his land and everything. The other part of that, though, I'll be honest, that made me look at a reset was like I'm looking at what he's doing. He's a retired school teacher, living on all this property, and what he's able to do and concentrate on the things that he was like, man, maybe I should just retire and enjoy kind of some of these same fruits of labor and everything. But I got the 5-year strategy, and I'm going to stick with it. The second part of what we did, and I'll get into some of the other numbers here in a minute. I'll show you a chart, of course, for my week 5. But I was conquering the McDougal Lake trail race. It was a challenge. It was an 8-mile trail race. It was supposed to have been in June, but because of so much rain, it washed out a lot of the trail. And on the safety side of the house, the course director made the right call back in June and moved it to August. The hard part of that was it means you're going to have the heat and the humidity, which was definitely out there and definitely caused a lot of mental strain out there on the course. And it got to me more mentally than physically. Physically, the legs were still a little bit jelly after Thursday's trail run practice out at the hash farm. But understanding at my age, I don't recover as quickly as I thought I would, even if I have been running like I have. But, putting the effort I am into the Indy training plan lets me know that I'm not taking those breaks to recover and make sure I'm ready for a race. And I had to mentally let myself get into that and realize that, hey, I'm doing all these extra runs, all these extra training opportunities for the real training block. For the real goal is to get after that Indy Monumental, and then the bigger goal after that is just to be active. And so I just got to make sure that I'm taking it in stride, how I'm supposed to do it, and understanding that I may have jelly legs and it may not physically feel great on some of these races leading up to the Indy Marathon and everything. But I just got to understand that at least I was still out there and I did it. My mindset was just trying to finish it after I got started, and I started having some mental, started getting into me mentally, but also physically. My heart rate was starting to race a little bit, and I just knew I had to slow it down. And so I had to have the mental power, and that was, to me, it was a huge win. Trail running forces you to be 100% present with every foot strike, making it the ultimate form of active meditation while your mind is racing. The other part of it is it's different. It's different than being on the roads. I spent a lot of time on the roads, and so going back to back on trails, that's a whole lot different thing. And so, it definitely does different on your body when you're doing more twists and turns on the switchbacks on the trails and going up and down some of the Kentucky mountains that we have here on trails versus on roads, where it's a little bit harder to get your footing. But I got through it and everything, got the 8 miles done, and I did it under an hour and a half. And that was when I first set out, I was like, if I could do this in under an hour and a half, I'll be happy. And I did that. It just I felt like I could have went out a little bit stronger, but then having some getting my heart rate under control and understand what the bigger picture was, being able to pull back and just truly be able to still finish within the time frame I wanted and everything. But I still and I got that accomplished. So huge win from that aspect of it. Point 3 is the family dynamic and the 21st birthday realities. The nuance is celebrating my middle child's 21st birthday. It was a big milestone for him, but it's also navigating the shift from parenting a child to relating to an adult with strong opinions. And definitely he, just like me, gets a lot of that from me probably, has strong opinions. And now that he's 21, is not afraid to voice those opinions. And it causes some issues when you got other folks that still think of him as a child. So it was tough when the celebrations got derailed by little tiffs or tension between family members. But for me, I just took a step back, giving grace and then holding out on the long view. Just like with an 18-week marathon plan or a 5-year retirement horizon, is how to navigate the growing pains of family evolving. And that's where, spending a lot of time doing that. And when I was out at the hash farm talking to others, it's nice to be able to have some other folks I could talk to that have older kids and how they were able to navigate some of that, and gave me a better perspective on it and understanding that I, just got to make sure that everybody in the family understands kind of where my son's coming from, but also where we're coming from, and everything. So great thing to think about out there. And so getting into the numbers for the week before I close out is, as you can see, week 5 of the plan. Monday we called for 4. I got 4 in. Tuesday it was hot and humid. I started off strong, got 6 miles. I got the 6 miles in, but that last mile and a half was really hard. I went out too strong for the 4.5, and then the last 1.5 was truly a struggle in the heat and humidity of Kentucky. Thursday we talked about already, where I was out at the hash farm doing that trail run on the trails and on the road, a little bit on the road, and finished up with some good food. And then on Saturday we had the McDougal trail race, which was planned for 8 according to the plan. So it worked out great that the trail race got moved and had an opportunity for getting a race kind of conditions, but then also get 8 miles in that was planned and got it done. So for the week, it was planned for 23, and actual I got my 23 in, so didn't miss any miles for this week here, or from that week that we just finished up. Some closing thoughts. Just, I want to remind everybody that health span, lifespan, and WellSpan, they aren't built in a vacuum. They are forged through real and messy everyday life, things that we have to deal with every single day. And it's a matter of knowing you have a community. It's knowing how to handle those situations, either from your physical standpoint, your mental standpoint, and then how to just really get through it. You may have some help, some messy everyday life stuff when it comes to your wealth. And but how do you handle it, and how do you make sure you have a plan, a backup plan, and everything to be able to get through that? And that's what's important, and that's the kind of things that I think are things we have to concentrate on. So as we merge all 3 of those spans into one and go through that retirement life, that we can, as 1 or 2 of those may derail a little bit with the messy everyday life that we have, that it doesn't derail all 3. And so just that's my closing thought. What I would like to know and get your guys' your feedback on is, how do you use running or any other your workout time to clear your head when your family or when work stresses get really high? I'd like to hear your comments, and put it in the comments. And if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up, and like the channel, and subscribe to the channel, and look forward to having more conversations with y'all. And as always, just pace this pension.